Can you imagine this? You are earning only 1,000 Kenyan shillings and you live in this Kenya. And using that amount of money, you've actually owned a land in this country. That is an inspired case that I'm going to share with you here step by step and what you're supposed to do exactly. All right? Good Joseph here with another good one. And if you don't want to miss any of my good videos, this is what you do. Because I've been asked that question by a lot of people. Down below there on your right, there is a small button written subscribe. It is in black. Hit that magical button. By the way, it is free. It doesn't cost you anything. Only 1 second, and I bet you got it. All right, turn that notification bell and like this video. By only doing that, a whole YouTube will notify you whenever I upload a new good video. So now let's take this case scenario of this individual who is earning as low as 1,000 Kenyan shillings, 1,000 Kenyan shillings, and this guy now he claims or he calls himself a land owner. What's the formula and what exactly do you go about it? First of all, let me just shake off some of the myths and misconceptions that you guys have out there. You're thinking maybe you require a lot of money or be earning a lot of money for you to make a difference in your life as far as acquiring asset and progression is concerned. That is not the truth. The reality is this: if you can be able to manage that little you have, you can be able to proceed to the next level. So the formula that I'm going to share with you is quite interesting. This individual is actually a boda rider. This guy is a boda rider, right? That's a common individual in our country. So it's a person whom you can actually relate in one way or the other. The guy actually manages to make 1,000 Kenyan shillings at the end of the day. He has a family. He has a wife with a kid, all right? Just a single kid, okay? Now, this is the point. This guy makes this amount of money in a single day. This is how he plans or he has planned himself. That case was quite interesting and so amazing and inspiring to me. First of all, we always know that there must be something called rent. There's something we call recurrent expenditure. We have things like food and don't put transport because by default of him having a boda or being a boda rider, that one is catered for him, all right? Now, the point is this. This is quite the most important thing to him. And the rent here, he pays 6,500 a month, and this food at this particular point, food he pays around he told me is 400 Kenyan shillings or something also. But sometimes this figure goes down in a single day. Now, out of the 1,000 bob that he makes in a single day, right now, he makes sure at least he saves 200 Kenyan shillings. 200 Kenyan shillings, this translates to 20% of whatever he is earning. Remember what I told you in the previous videos. In anything that you're earning, you are supposed to save at least 20%. Asilimia 20 ya anything that you're earning. What exactly does it mean? He is earning 1,000, he's saving aside 200 in a single day. If you earn 100 shillings, you're supposed to save 20 shillings. If you earn 10 shillings, you're supposed to save 2 shillings. That's what it means by 20%. Now, this guy in a single day, he manages to save 200 Kenyan shillings. No matter what goes out there, all right? Now, the guy is actually remaining with 800 shillings to cater for his what? To cater for his daily expenditures and what have you. Now, this is kind of next thing. Now, these 200 shillings, I know you're like, okay, fine, that's amazing. I mean, I can also do that. But how do you buy yourself a land with 200 Kenyan shillings? Now, this is where the math starts to math and where the thing starts to become different from your perception. There's one thing I'll give you today. You may have 10,000 in your pocket right now. I may have 10,000 in my pocket right now. Somebody else may be having the same amount of money. At an individual level, that 10,000 won't do you amazing things, won't do you like an outrageous things. But this is where the magic starts to happen. When you guys, you come together. There's something called pulling together. You pull together, all right? Guess what you get? Guess what you guys will get? That togetherness gives you the motivation to save, give you motivation to save. Okay, again, also make sure that your money actually remains intact. Your money remains intact because you cannot be able to withdraw. You cannot tell, hey, you know what, guys, I would like to take me to my bank. I want to. You cannot do exactly that. The other thing, it inculcates, okay, discipline. Okay. Now, at that particular point, one thing, coming together, these are guys whom you actually do the same job. They decided, hey, we have to come together. And I tell you, this idea of us coming together and we be setting aside 200 shillings each one of us, okay? And this is the formula that they used, okay? Very simple formula that you guys, you can be able to use there. See, let me tell you one secret. There is no essence of you having friends out there whom you cannot even help together. Somebody whom you can't even sit down and actually contemplate on how you can be able to be of help to the next individual. So these guys are 10 individuals. 10 people, okay? Now, these 10 people, they set aside each they set aside 200 Kenyan shillings, all right? So per day, they are setting aside 2,000 Kenyan shillings. True or not true? So 2,000 Kenyan shillings, at the end of the month, you multiply by 30, these guys are setting aside 60,000 Kenyan shillings. Before we even proceed to the next level, what are the essence of you guys coming together? Number one, or what are the requirements? Number one, you must be at least, you must be at least 10 of you. 10 of you, all right? So the 10 of you, you go to where we call the Huduma Center, all right? Huduma Center. Once you go to the Huduma Center, you register this group of yours legally by what we call the community self-help group and what have you. That's kind of a group that you help. Of course, you must sit down, must have three distinctive people. Number one, you must have what we call a chairperson, somebody who is chairing that specific thing. Number two, you must have a secretary. Okay. Number three, you must have a treasurer. Right, and that board of management, you can include maybe 2 members, depends on your rules and regulation. You can include number 4, a member 1, and number 5, member 2. And each and every individual here must be assigned a duty. You can decide to be doing this regularly, or you can just say, hey, this chairperson is the chairperson by default forever and ever and ever. All right, now let's go to the next level. Now, after doing that, you go to the Huduma Center. Of course, having written your minutes, indicating there you have unanimously agreed that you're going to open a group so that you'll be given what we call a certification. There is a certification that they give you where you're supposed to pay 1,000 bob. You get that certification. Once you get that certification, there is another leaflet that you guys will be given for you to be able to open a bank account or a SACCO account. You'll be given that, let me just say, a letter of reference. That letter of reference, you take it to a bank so that at least you can open a name that is bearing that name of the group. Again, did I forget to tell you that you're supposed also to name that specific group? So you have the name of the group, you have the requirements, that the minutes, you have what we call the 1,000 bob for you guys to be able to register for this group and be given a certificate so that the group can be registered formally. And then after that, you write down your constitution, the rules and regulation. Each and every person should actually be able to give out 200 each and every day, and then that 200 we should be sending to our bank, and then all the rules and regulation. And then after that, these guys are setting aside 200, just like we were doing, times 30, and then we got that is 200. That we got is 6. Is it 60,000? Yes, 60,000. Is this 200 times? No, not 60,000 is 6,000, brother. Okay, so now 200 times 30 gives you 6,000. All right, are we together, guys? Now no, it's 60,000 because it's 200 times 10 people, which is 2,000 per day. All right, 2,000 times 30, which gives you 60,000 at the end of the month. Now, 60,000, sometimes math, sometimes does not math. Let's go move together, pole pole. Pesa, we don't bahatisha. We actually do the actual calculations. Now, these guys are setting aside 60,000 at the end of the day, at the end of the month. Now, if you were to take 60,000, honestly speaking, 60,000 times 12. 60,000, 60K times 12. How much is that? If by 10 gives you like 600K. You see, within 1 year, within a single year, just one single year, 365 days, guess what these guys can be able to do? A whole acre in Nyandarua, a whole acre in Nyandarua actually costs 400K. 400K to 500K. Or let's even say 600K. 600K, right? Now, 600K, that's a whole acre in Nyandarua. Now, what do you do? Now, this is the next thing. This is where the magic starts to happen. Now, a whole acre, if you were to divide by 50 times 100 per plot, that is per plot, it gives you 8 plots of land. Now, the question is, these guys are 10. So each and every one needs to have a plot. But remember one thing, let's say this plot you've actually bought at this amount of money, which is what? Which is 400. I've said it's from 400 to 600. And then maybe let's say you buy at 500. So there is a remaining cash. So you can actually be able to decide to either buy 1.5 acre or 1.25 acre. So these guys, they actually went ahead and buy 1.25 acre, whereby, see, if a whole acre is giving you 8, then you divide by 4 gives you 2. So this guy, they actually acquired 10 plots of 50 by 100. What does it mean? Each and every person has a what? Has a plot of land. Simple. And that is how you earn land, or you own a land in Kenya. All right. And guess what? At this particular point, these guys never focused on what we call, going building there, living there, and what have you. Because remember one thing: when you are young, when you want to grow, this money you actually channel it towards the growth. This is an asset that you have. What they decided to do, come on guys, we've actually acquired a land. Guess what? This is a piece of our land of ours. We can be able to do our contribution maybe 2 months, and then that money that we get, we go do the value addition in that particular plot. How do you do the value addition? You put a fence. Okay, you can actually go ahead and drop the electricity in that specific plot. Guess what has just happened? The value has actually crazily appreciated. You can decide to resell the whole land in terms of a whole acre and a quarter. And how exactly do you do that? If you sell it, obviously you sell at a profit. Maybe these guys can sell this plot at $1 million, Bob. You can decide the amount of money that you get, you at least move closer to town, you acquire a piece of land, and that's how you progressively go ahead and do a difference that is so much great in terms of achievement in this life. For example, let's do very simple mathematics. Let's say this individual decided to save each and every day. Everybody to save by themselves. So it's 200 times 30 days, you get yourself 6,000. All right? 6,000 times 12, you get yourself like 72,000. 72,000, it might take you maybe like 5 or 6 years for you to acquire the same land and own the entire 1 acre of land. But when the moment you guys come together, you join hands, and that's why you find our motto in Kenya is called Harambee. That means pulling together. At that particular point, it means that you guys, you can achieve more greater things than you can actually think. This is what I want you to challenge yourself. Right now, maybe you're watching this video, you think like this sounds like a Greek. No, it is not Greek. It's actually achievable. It is doable. If you guys, you are out there, usually get this everyday money, or maybe at the end of the day, you have some guys whom you work with in that institution that you guys are working with. How about you sit down, you come together, you have an idea like this one. By the time you are ending 2 years, don't even actually hurry something. Just say, let's say 2 years time. In 2 years time, you guys, you have a piece of land, and actually it becomes a reality rather than just a dream. I want to give you guys a challenge out there. Never despise any amount of money that you have in your pocket. That can actually achieve far much greater things than you ever thought. And this is an example that nothing, it is impossible. No matter amount of money that you're earning out there, this guy just setting aside 200. And sometimes this the 1,000 bob is just a flat rate. You can get the guy actually managing to save like 300 or even 400 in a single day. I've just used this at 1,000 Kenyan shillings. This guy is actually able to go ahead and be able to make that a huge amount of money. So anyway, guys, get what? That is the end of my video, but it's never the end of me posting a video each and every day. All what you need to do is to make sure that you subscribe to this channel, like this video, and if you would like to get a copy of my booklets or my personal guidance, my personal consultation about businesses, investments, or financial literacy, grab that number from the description of this specific video. Give me a call. Let's talk business. Let's help each other, because just like an iron sharpens another iron, so do we learn from each other. For now, it's a goodbye, and see you in the next one.